G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, Jenny. It seems my preparations to go to Aquillo were taking far too long, so the place froze over. Also, it seems that hell froze over. Yep, Vulcanus is definitely frozen over. So has Foray, also gleba. Unfortunately, the spoilage does continue, even on gleba, with it frozen over. So today's plan is we're going to be building a brand new spaceship. It is going to be the Ice Cube, and we're going to be prepping to go to Aquillo, which means I need to ask you a very important question, with us spending the whole episode designing a single ship, and that is, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like before we head off to Aquillo, because Aquillo is going to be an interesting place that we need to prepare for. First thing we need to realize about Aquillo is, actually it's probably easier to go look at the space map, is Aquillo is an awful long way away. And normally it's a 15,000 kilometer trip. This is now a 30,000 kilometer trip. If we check on the Factopedia, up until now we've been dealing with medium asteroids and, well, chunks. Yeah, out here we're going to be dealing with big asteroids. Big asteroids tend to not really deal with physical damage terribly well, being 2,000 resistance. That means your bullets, well, 2,000 damage gets subtracted first before they lose 10% of whatever's left over. So that means bullets are useless. We need to upgrade things a little bit this time around. Therefore, I need to start making rockets on our brand new platform, which means it's going to be a different platform. It's going to be a very, very different platform. Hence, we're going to have a brand new one called the Ice Cube. Can I just get that to start with? Can I get 4,000 of those, please? Yep. Can I also, at the same time, just grab 10 of those? And whilst that gets built, I need to, well, do one quick thing. Do really one quick thing, and that is we still have a butter egg problem, and I found the final solution. The absolute final solution is we're going to import eggs 1,000 at a time from Navis. We're going to also make sure that our eggs, yep, are going to gleba, and this ship is going to throw them overboard no matter what, because I can't have the eggs landing on or living on the ship, but over in gleba I can definitely do something with the eggs. We are doing science. Science is here. That means that's where my soil is. I need to set up a brand new recipe to make special soil, high quality soil, very high quality soil. The high quality soil is where is it? It is this one. It is the overgrowth soil. The overgrowth soil, which requires jelly nut seeds, also requires spoilage and biter eggs and artificial soil with some water. Also, we need to do the same for the Yakimo soil. So we're going to be setting up both of these, and I'm going to want dedicated builds for each one of these, because we want to make sure that with us importing live biter eggs into the hub, this group, yeah. I never want the system to have a storage problem. Yeah, import 1,000 eggs at a time, please. All right, so we need to do a few things. First off, I need to have a water connection, so let's get that done, and that done, and that type of pipe, that type of pipe. Cool. Next thing I'm going to need is a request chest. I'm off by tile. Yeah. I really want you a tile lower. Can I move you down a tile? Actually, can I just move you down here? That's probably an easier answer. Yep. You're not going to reach, but we can solve that with one of them, and I can solve that with one of them. Alright, so that should do that. I'm going to want 2 request chests. One is going to be bringing in those 2 items. Yes. Yes. And then, so the recipe requires, we have seeds, we have spoilage, we have biter eggs, and we have the soil. As we can see, it's all full of spoilage, a little bit of seeds, a little bit of soil. So what we're going to do is we're going to have in this one, I want to bring in soil. We're going to be bringing in the artificial, and we're also, going to be bringing in the other type of artificial. They're stacking 100, so let's do 1,000 of each. And we're also going to need to have seeds. I need to turn on buffer chests. I need to stop clicking the wrong button. Can I get seeds, please? Can I go with 100 of each? 100 of each sounds like a good number. And last thing I want is this one. This spoilage is 200 per stack. And I want 20 stacks. And biter eggs are 100 per stack. And we're going to go with 20 stacks as well. Cool. That's going to be our plan. All right, and then I want ins. That's the wrong type of inserter. I want that type of inserter, that type of inserter. I need one of these for spoilage. Technically, Actually, nothing in this spoils, does it? Spider eggs technically spoil. Okay, we're gonna need a chest for spoilage. All right. And then I'm just going to want to have a whole lot of passive providers around the outside so we can store this stuff up forever, because we're going to want basically as much soil as I get my hands on because this is way more efficient farmland. I can dump this down in the whole red patch and also in any of this light green area. So we're definitely going to want a whole lot of this soil as fast as I get it. Also means I'm now bringing biter eggs here, which means we probably should throw in just 1 or 2 of these. Yeah, just a few of these around the outside. Actually, can I grab those ones first? They are way bulkier and harder to squeeze in somewhere. Yeah. Something like that. Something like that. That should do the trick. Anyway, that's all we need to do. Stop at gleba for. So with gleba now done, let's go build ourselves an ice cube. All right, ice cube. Can I start off with some platform? Just an awful lot of it. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, there's one other thing I want to do, and that is I want a pack list. I want a pack list for gleba. Everything in here is what we're going to take into gleba. There is one thing I did forget, and that is going to be pump checks. Can I get 20? 20? 40. 40 pump checks. Yeah. So if we check our research, because we haven't researched it yet. Gleba, a freezing wasteland with bottomless oceans of liquid ammonia that cannot be landfilled. Precious icebergs are the closest thing to solid ground that can be extended with floating ice platform. Structures and belts will freeze if not heated by adjacent heat pipes or other hot structures, but must be placed on concrete to not melt the ice below. So we need to have a whole lot of things. Obviously some concrete, also some heat pipes. They're both on the pack list, along with a bunch of other things that we need to take with us. You know, some modules, some upgraded machines if we can get them. They need to have some miners, of course, so we can mine whatever local resources there are. We're also going to need some power. So obviously a full nuclear reactor, plus also some accumulators and solar panels, even though if we go look at the star map, Aquillo is solar power in the atmosphere, 1%. Yep, solar power in space, 60%. So I also need to make sure whatever spaceship we're going to be designing is equipped and ready to go to a little bit of a colder area. Meanwhile, you are stopped at Narvis, so you're about to pick up your first load of eggs. I have 500 on the way and 500 in storage. Maybe we just take 500. Maybe we play it safe and we take 500. 500 is a rocket's worth. Yeah. Also means now Narvis can be flying eggs across half the map, but that's fine. All right. So Ice Cube. Ice Cube, I want to do a few things. First thing I want to do is I want to grab storage, and I want to give myself a few more storage options. I just want this to be just connected because this platform is going to be slightly different to all the other platforms. First thing I'm going to want to do is that. And oh, actually, ins. Because here I want to take a floating factory with me. I don't really want to take a base or a spaceship. I want a floating factory. Floating factory that's also going to need some nuclear power. So can we start with a nuclear reactor? I'm going to want to put a nuclear reactor there. I'm obviously going to need some heat pipes. Can I just add a few of those on there? And a heat exchanger, one there, and a steam turbine. All right, so a couple of basics. Nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor outputs 40 megawatts worth of heat that we need to turn into power. You guys, a heat exchanger does 10 megawatts worth of heat, can be turned into steam, and probably helps if you're facing the right way. So therefore, I want to have 4 of these per 1 reactor. That's about as close as I can get things, and that'll do me nicely. Also need to obviously make sure water from one side gets plugged in the other. All right, so then we have the actual steam turbines themselves. They do 5.8 megawatts worth of steam, can be converted into power. So if I have 7 of them would be 35 megawatts worth of power. And if I had, 7 times 5 would be 35, and then 7 times 8 is 49.56, so that means that's 4.08 megawatts worth of power. So that sounds like a deal. So I need to get 7 of these guys plugged into you. That's 6. 7 there. Okay, so if I put the 7th one there, that means you and you need to kick out a tile. You and you need to kick out a tile, and I need to run steam from there to there. You can output steam directly, you can output steam directly, but that steam needs to go somewhere. And I can't turn you that way. If I put you there and you there, you stick out a tile. And if I put you here and here, then still technically you stick out a tile. Just need to plug steam into that guy. So, that'll do us. That'll do us. That's probably about as small as I can make a nuclear reactor. All right, I need to pull those two. I need to put them over there because I'm going to need to potentially get belts all the way back here. All right, so we have a starting idea, a starting plan. All right, I want to build with modules. We've done this a number of times, but we're pretty good at this now. So I want to start looking at how we're going to be putting together this spaceship. So first off, I'm going to want a re-roller. Pretty much stock standard now on all my ships. I want to have a re-roller. Where's that? That's there. Yeah, I want to have a re-roller on all ships. They're just super practical, be able to re-roll any sort of asteroid. All right, to go with that, I'm also going to want to have ammo. Now, I'm going to need to have not just iron ore, but iron plate en masse, because we're going to need to make rockets. But I also like this particular little tiny ammo maker. It's just super efficient, and I definitely want the two of those connected. We're bringing out the iron ore here. We need to run that belt basically into there. Yeah. I don't know why this comes without platform, but sure. Can I fill in that area? Cool. Yeah, I want to have them built. I also want to have you start bringing in requests. All right, next thing we're going to want is engines. I have a nice little engine design I'm pretty happy with. This is 600 fuel with 7 engines. It says 80% efficiency. It turns out it's actually 70% efficient, which is sort of nice on the whole efficiency curve. If we look down here, 70% is thrust when filled to 70%. Yeah, it's right here. So it's sort of like maximum thrust for each of the engines. So I can't really complain about that. We make the right amount of fuel to feed these without having any pumps or any sort of flow control. I do have tanks in here, which does mean it's going to overflow a little bit before it, starts going, but that's probably going to be okay. Now, of course, this is going to need to have calcite in, plus it needs to have ice, plus it needs to have both iron and copper, which also means I need to have resources. So we're going to put in iron last. I'm going to put in ice, carbon, probably carbon next. Can I put carbon there? That's asteroids in there. They're going to come from the back. That's fine. And then can I do ice? All right. There. Okay. Can I do... Okay. Asteroids need to come in to the re-roller, and they're probably going to come in here. All right. I need to bring in carbon first, and then ice on the second one. And you. Can I have you? Can I flip you? And we're sort of trying to not do a final design. We're trying to just stitch everything together just a little bit, just so we can sort of isolate how this ship is going to look before we get into the nitty gritty. Can I run that through to there? All right. So you need to go into there. All right. That's going to be carbon into the carbon re-roller. The carbon re-roller, I do need to do 2 things. One, I need to not have that marker in there. All these markers and all these modules are, they're different designs that I've put together, different tiny little modules that hopefully make building ships generally a little bit easier and a little bit quicker. Also, it's something that I make sure they're available to all my Patreon members. Some of those little fringe benefits they get by helping support the channel, helping to support what I do. So right here, we're going to want to have you guys making sulfur. Sulfur's obviously going to be important because also need to make rockets. We already know from gleba where we do our where we do the rocket production. It is carbon and sulfur combined together, give us coal. Coal then gives us explosives, and therefore we can make rockets. So we're going to need to have these guys. On top of that, I want to do one small change, and that is I want you guys to have double inserters out and have them insert onto the same belt. This is why I already read the other belt, and I put a condition on here to only have 50 on this spinny belt, because the spinny belt we are going to do that too. I'm also going to make sure that I can put in a beacon here and a beacon. Okay, there, and there it turns out. Yep, 3 beacons, that probably should do us. All right, so the idea of this is with the beacons, it means I can now add efficiency or speed in here. Also, I can add productivity modules in here. This is the same as what we've done with these guys. You should actually be efficiency 3s, that's fine. And ice, I want to pretty much do the same. So we want to, you're the out, you need to be copied. Power is in the toilet because I haven't put in any solar panels. Technically there's 1 solar panel actually. And can I pick that up? Ice needs to come in there, so we're going to put you there. We're going to make sure that belt loops as well. You are going to go up to there. You are going to be an in belt, and we can drag that back to there. And same story, I need a wire from there to there. You're going to be, wrong button. Read, hold, copy, paste, change that from that to ice, and voila. Okay. And then of course I need iron on the end. Engines need to go somewhere. Can I just grab a bit of space platform and connect the 2? That way we can start importing all this stuff. Also, can I connect that? Can we put you probably in that direction? I'm going to push you up 1 more tile. There's a good chance that these are going to need to have exit belts. Exit belts to throw things overboard. Because, well, it's just going to depend on overall finalized ship design, I guess, on how exactly that's going to have to work. All right, so I'm building sideways. I'm going to probably have to cut and recenter all this. Anyway, on to the next thing that we need to do. So in this particular spaceship, we're going to want foundries. I'm going to want a couple of foundries. I'm going to want a foundry to do the molten iron recipe. Also, I'm going to want another one to do molten copper. You might be saying, Jitty, why the hell do you need to have molten iron and molten copper? Well, the answer is I want to be able to craft things. I want to be able to craft things on this spaceship. I want to be able to craft a lot of things on this spaceship because a spaceship that can actually craft things has many, many advantages over one that can't craft things. So we're going to want to be able to craft copper. I'm also going to want to be able to craft a wire. Yeah. Also going to want to be able to craft probably on another one in there, actually. I want to be able to craft... Ooh. Let's go with... pipes. Yeah. I want to have pipes. I want to have underground pipes. I'm going to want to have probably gears. I'm definitely going to want to have steel. Definitely going to want to have iron. Iron, copper, steel. Sticks. Yep, we're going to have some sticks too. And also, it looks like we're going to have concrete production because Aquillo needs to have concrete. So I'd really like the ability to make concrete in flight or in orbit. Yeah, so this should be fairly simple. Should be just a case of plug everything together. I need to give you a V-flip so we can have the ice out the top. Probably going to need to rearrange these slightly to make sure that we can get all the connections the way I need them. Yeah, like obviously I need to get pipes from there to there, but then I also need to get you to output. I need you to output. I need everything to output, and this is why we have all the belts here, or all the inserters here, because I'm also going to want to have probably 2 items per belt. Probably something close to this. Yeah, so I can bring items straight in, put a splitter at the end, split them on 2 different lanes, and then make sure that we can import them. All right, so need to have this. Can I just attach you there so you can get built? And can I take that there, and actually just drag that? Okay, too far. Okay, all right. So I need to have this. On top of this, other things that we definitely want to have in orbit. I'm going to want to have up here. I'm going to want to have reinforced concrete. Reinforced concrete, you find out more often than not, it's an ingredient for special buildings on the planet. If we go look at the Factopedia and we go look at buildings, exactly. Foundry. Foundry requires reinforced concrete. If we look at the EM plant, reinforced concrete. The recycler, just concrete. But biochamber. Biochambers need a landfill, which is like concrete adjacent. Yep. So there's a number of buildings that is going to need refined concrete. So we're just going to make sure we have refined concrete on ship. Therefore, if I can make concrete, I should be able to make refined concrete. It is only just steel, which we're making, sticks that we're making, concrete that we're making, and water. Water, we already know for a long time we can make on ship. All right. So with those done, I'm going to want to have an EM plant. That's for sure. Can I put you here? Cool. If I have an EM plant, I'm going to want to be able to make green circuits. Might as well make green circuits right here on the ship, so we can make sure that we can build anything that we might need to have. Can I connect that as well? Cool. All right, so with those connected, the next thing I'm probably going to want to make on ship, because we're going all the way out to Aquillo. Aquillo is very, very far away. We already know with gleba and with the other planets to a certain extent, we started importing things. We started importing blue circuits, also rocket fuel, and also LDS directly to the planet to make sure that we could start launching rockets straight away. And in fact, we also packed rocket sellers to bring rocket sellers with us. Actually, we should probably turn on that group. Aquillo, forget nothing. It's a long way home. Can I change you to be Narvis? You to be Narvis. These are all on default. They need to be changed. You Narvis and you Narvis. Cool. They can start being imported. Can I grab storage? That'll do us. That'll do us. All right. Can I also, yeah, just add a bit here. All right. So, oh, actually, how many were those? 0. Oh, okay. How about if I go down a quality? 3 and yeah, just 1 or 2. All right, that should be everything I have to change. All right, so you're doing imports, that's fine. So we should be able to make green circuits here. Obviously, having wire and iron here, that should be dead easy. Next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to make blue circuits. Blue circuits requires I make red circuits. So I'm also going to have to make red circuits. They also mean that I need to do well, acid. So we're going to need to have a chem plant on board. You need to do acid. Cool. Acid means I need to have sulfur. Got that. Need to have iron. Got that. Got water as well. Excellent. You're going to need plastic. Okay. Plastic is going to have to come in. Actually, not one of those. It's going to have to come in a chem plant. Chem plant does plastic. All right. With us now having plastic, therefore I need to have petroleum. So I need to have petroleum. Which is going to have to come from light to petroleum. Therefore, if I need to have light oil, therefore I need to have heavy oil. If I need to have heavy oil, I need to also now have a refinery. Can I build that, please? Yep. Refinery is going to have to do... We could do this one. I could also technically do that one, but I think I'm going to keep things simple. We're going to make coal in about a second, so I might as well, and I've got calcite here, and we're going to need to make acid for blue circuits, so we're just going to have to throw one of those things in. All right, if I have one of those things there, which now needs to do both heavy to light, and then light to petroleum. Can I... rotate you? Rotate you like that. Cool. Can I put you, say here? Can I throw a beacon? There-ish. Cool. If I move you up a tile, in theory, I should be able to do that, and you should now be connected. Cool. Now, obviously, if I'm going to do this, I need to make coal. Oh, and can I put you here? Cool. And you need a pipe that's going to go something like that and something like that. Really, really technical. Oh, actually, on my long list of things, if we're going to have plastic here, we also need low density structures to go to space. You are launch rockets, so we might as well throw one of those in as well. Yeah, just add to the list. It's fine. You do have parts coming in. Cool. All right. Yeah. Oh, more asteroid production. Yep. And then let's research Aquillo. So that we can actually go to Aquillo. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to need to have those 3. You also going to need to have coal. So to make coal, we need to have one of you guys. You need to do the sulfur, carbon, and water to coal recipe. That should give me a little bit of coal. If I hover over that, it's 0.5. You need to have 2. So I need to have, 1, 2. Actually higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 should be enough, and they're all wrapped nicely around that beacon. In fact, the beacon can go one more tile that way, and you guys can go one more tile that way. Something like this, something like this. We're spitballing at this stage. All right, so that should give me that. Obviously, acid needs to go nice and conveniently into there. Therefore, I should be able to make blue circuits. I should also maybe be able to make red circuits. LDS. That's inside that beacon range. Nice. And then the only other thing I need is, well, I need to have explosives. That's done. Can we throw in... we still have mold moving back and forth, so let's go with stronger explosives or asteroid rerolling. 57k, 128k. Let's go for a 57k. Cool. All right. Explosives. I need to have, again, modules. I have a nice little one here. This one. Cool. This one. Nice and simple. Has its own chem plant to do its own coal making. It makes 0.5 per second. That outputs to these guys, which all need 0.25 coal per second each, and then make 0.5 explosives. These guys only need 0.31 explosives, but as you can see, they have a couple of speed modules. They're not really the speed modules I make anymore. I tend to make 3s, so we'll throw 3s in there. It means they're going to be a little bit too fast now, but I do know that this is perfectly the ratio and brings in the iron here, passes around the outside, and you're good to go. So we should be able to stitch this somewhere like here-ish. Yeah, cool. Have the rockets come at the end. You should be able to go here-ish. You should be able to go here-ish. I still have, in theory, a little bit of space around this beacon, which is going to be speed, efficiency, a bit of both. We'll have to work out after things actually appear. Need to fit this in probably somewhere in this gap. Seems about reasonable. Obviously, I need to bring in water to here, and therefore, you know, I need water here. It seems pretty close. Need to get carbon into the engines, which is like right here. Need to get iron from this end into here to run the fuel side, the oxidizer side. Need to bring both ice and calcite down into here. Finally need to bring iron. Iron's already done for this one, so this is going to be iron and copper. Literally, it's going right there. And then tying the green circuits into both of these. Tie all this together so I can output properly and run things over there. Tie all that together somehow. And I guess the only thing that we haven't really designed together yet is going to be the walls. The walls are going to be pretty simple. Something like this should work. And more importantly, should work by me just dragging. Yep. And then if I overlap that like that, I can drag to there. And then we can come down, up. Yeah, sure. Something like that. Maybe a bit too long. Maybe a bit too long. And then it's probably okay. Okay. Can I trim just a little bit off that? Okay, so engine block in its entirety. Can I put the engine block? That's the asteroid in belt. Yeah, no. I think I'm just gonna dump this right here. Yeah. All right. So iron ore comes out of here. Can I just run that into that belt? Actually, maybe it needs to go all left a little bit. I don't know. So that's iron in. This is going to be ice and calcite. I want to intentionally, and this is going to be very important for more advanced ships like this, being able to split out both resources before merging them together. That way you can have overflows. Because if I make too much... The way I've put together these modules, and this is going to be very important going forth with more ships as we design more ships. Okay. You output both carbon and sulfur. And then you guys just output carbon. Now, because of the belt priorities, the guys that output both get to go first. So they're going to output sulfur and also carbon. And then if I need more carbon, these guys can kick in and apply extra carbon. The catch is, if I need more sulfur, then if I need so much sulfur and not a lot of carbon, or so much calcite and a lot of ice that I end up with a situation where I need to have these guys run and be able to throw their ice overboard. So this is why I put in something like this first, where we output on the right and we output on the left, the other left. Yep, that left. And then I can have 2 belts, and I can take these belts potentially different directions. Also, I can take them and potentially throw them overboard. So it's something I need to keep in mind, that I need to have some sort of free space at the end, which means this might need to move down, but we'll worry about that later. But you guys are gonna have to merge and go together. You need to go, this is gonna be the ice and calcite belt, which needs to go straight into there and feed that loop. You just need to have carbon, which is right here. So in theory, if that's my overflow-ish, you're probably gonna have to go that way. Okay, then I can face you up, I can face you sideways, I face you down, that merges those two together, I can take that to there. I still don't have an overflow built in. I might have to rearrange this and slide an extra tile in here somewhere. Okay, so this is going to be our basic outline. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the basic outline of the ship. Give me a minute to work out exactly where center is, fill in some extra spaces, and see if I can tie all this together, because this is going to require a whole lot of pipes. My water production is probably going to have to get upgraded, because I need to feed a nuclear reactor. Plus, I need to feed water to all of this, which is going to be a little bit thirsty. Yeah. So let me give me a minute to see what I can come up with. Just throwing in the last few touches, like so. That didn't quite line up. That way. Yeah, that's gone the wrong way. Okay. Can we go to here, and can I just drag that in the opposite direction? Yes. Okay. Asteroid chunks are going through. Yep. And ammo needs to continue going this way. Done. Can you be a flatbed belt? Cool. All right, so let's talk about a few things. All right, so we have the reroller. Reroller is essential to most of my designs now. We have ammo production on the left. It has an efficiency beacon. We have a whole lot of high-grade furnaces right here, which actually means we're producing a whole lot more plate faster than I can actually process it, which is probably a good thing. It means that these guys can stack up with a whole lot of plate. Also means I can burst make ammo, because I'm going to have more plate than this can possibly eat, which means that, yes, we're going to make 4 rounds per second, just about. Ammo gets kicked out here. It runs this way, and then... you know, ammo. Oh, you can't get ammo. Oops. Okay. Well, that's broken on all sides. Yep. Yep. Cool. Ammo runs this way. As you can see, we're slowly filling the guns. We've got an awful lot of guns, so it's going to take an awful long time to fill them all up, but that's fine. Can I throw you in there and then come down this corner? Can I move you out of tile and pop you there? All right. Awful lot of guns to fill up. So it's going to take a minute or two. So reroll is going to re-roll things only after it's backed up, and the excess iron comes out here, goes down to these guys to make sure we have fuel. Ice gets kicked out, and hopefully I set these filters. I did not. I boo-booed. Okay, you need to go there. You need to be ice, actually. And can I just have you? You. And you. Perfect. Fix it for me, guys. All right. Also, I need to use an upgrade plan an awful lot. Can I do that? Can I do that? And can I do that? Cool. All right. Carbon on left. Carbon gets, I said down here would be a mess. It'd end up being an absolute mess, but it's done now. So I have carbon coming out here. We have an overflow. Overflow is going to come out here, and I'm going to have to remove a gun down here somewhere if I need to throw carbon overboard. Actually, you don't need that. Can I put you there instead? That's the asteroid in. Can I have you go? Okay, it's not really what I want to belts, but sure. Carbon overboard. Perfect. All right. So that's my carbon overboard. As you can see, we're moving carbon to the right first, so that whole belt needs to back up before any excess would be produced. And all I need to do to fix that is go, probably, this is very short. Probably here, actually. So, we're going to do a read into those machines. Can I have read, hold, if carbon is less than 50? 50? Yeah, if it's less than 50, these guys can run. Yeah, if it's not less than 50, then they can't run. Oops. No? Oh, the inserter's blocking it. Okay, I can't see the little wire thing. All right, so, yeah, we just need to monitor this part. In theory, these guys probably should never need to run. All depends on our sulfur to carbon ratio. Ice, same story. You are set to ice. You're set to ice. Okay. Carbon, cool. And cool, clean off those and clean off those. All right, so you're going to bring in carbon, you're going to bring in ice. Ice, same story. That's not enough. It's probably okay. Ice had to merge the tube just like before. Ice is going to come over here along with calcite. Excess calcite goes over here to make sure we're running our smelting. We're going to get to smelting in a second. And excess ice pops out here. I do need to possibly dump that overboard. Ice belt that we need to read. Ice needs to go that way, and it needs to go that way. So, in theory, I can read this and this. Read, hold all belts, and hold all belts. No, ice doesn't go to the right? No, ice doesn't go to the right, so it's just this belt. Yeah, okay. So those guys, and if ice is less than 20, like really low numbers, you don't know these numbers until you actually fill up the whole belt with ice, then you have an indication. So if we have less than 20 ice, you guys can run. Otherwise, don't run, and therefore hopefully we rely on the calcite. The calcite ice makers. Yep. Iron and copper, same story. We're bringing both iron and copper here. Iron and copper will both need an overflow. Technically copper needs an overflow. Does it? Actually, technically neither of them need an overflow. We can either make iron and copper. Technically, I gotta think. Technically iron needs an overflow. Copper doesn't. Yeah. So I need to be able to, and that's only if I need way too much copper and not nearly enough iron, but I can't see that happening, but we'll have to see. So these guys, same story, they're set up. One of these will have to go to an exit, and like I said, I'm probably just going to end up removing the last gun so we can throw things overboard right here. But we have iron, we have copper. I made this a little bit longer because we're going to probably go through a decent amount of iron and copper. We're doing pipes, like I said, underground pipes, gears, steel, sticks, and of course concrete. Concrete needs to go into refined concrete. Refined concrete needs to have iron sticks, and they're going to pop out and go off to the hub. We'll get to the hub in a minute. Water, we did have to, actually I didn't have to. Water and fuel, we're +9. No, I have a solution for that. It is one of them. Can I throw that in there? Technically you have extra speed. Do I want you? You produce so much iron, it's fine. That's an awful lot. Can I put, I guess, productivity in here? 640. Okay, there's no happy medium. Okay, we're gonna produce a little bit too much fuel with the you in there. Extra 60 ice, it's probably gonna be enough. Well, actually, let's do that. 60 water. Can I, that one, and that one. Maybe they'll come in, maybe they won't. Probably won't actually. Narvis is very, very short on speed modules. But I always fly directly to Vulcanus and pick up better speed modules directly. So, yeah, we'll come back to that idea. Okay, alright, so, yes, you guys. So, we're making all these here, also making, of course, green circuits. I've put prob mods on an awful lot of things just to cut back on production. It does mean that a lot of these machines are very, very slow. Like, you're only going to do 2 per second. Might need to come back with more beacons. Beacons all depend on power. Power all depends on, well, 2 things. A nuclear reactor being running and how many solar panels I decide to throw in. I have an awful lot of space, as you may be able to tell. Yep. Can I throw in? No. Okay. Have an awful lot of free space that we're going to end up filling up with solar panels and accumulators. That'll become for the finalized design that you'll see in the next episode, where I've filled in all the blank spaces. Have green circuits obviously coming out and up here, along with iron plates from right here, which I've just realized you two are on the same side of the belt. No more. Iron plate and green circuits, which are going to come and make sure we have rockets. The same rocket build we saw before, just with a little bit of speed, a little bit of efficiency thrown in. You're making 0.84 explosives, you're using 0.7. Technically I have a little bit of overproduction here. We can probably mitigate that with another one of actually, we make even more. So you're going to make 0.9 coal, and that's going to be fed into both these, which only need 0.32. And then you're going to output 0.9 explosives, which means maybe another speed module will get me to the right amount. 0.85. I can't argue with 0.85. There you go. All right, so that's that build. We've got obviously red circuits. Red circuits need to have the green circuits, which is right here, along with blue circuits. Blue circuits need to have acid, which is over here. We still have these guys on the left-hand side, and a few more over here. Just rearrange things a little bit because, of course, I had to get pipes into all of these, but it now means that, yes, we're making plastics on board from the coal liquefaction recipe, the simple coal liquefaction recipe, and also making LDS. Most things need to be upgraded to stack inserters on the way out. Make sure the things are on the correct side of the belt, yes. Also need to have more asteroids in, which means I'm probably going to take this for a very short maiden voyage to anywhere, just so we can get some more asteroids in the front after I have more ammo. Yeah, that's a side note. All right, as for resources, we're bringing all the resources in here. So as you can see, these two are going to be pipe, these two are going to be wire, please. Cool. Can you have enabled, disabled, turned on? Copy, paste. Turn that on too. Actually, you don't need a wire. We get to bypass that guy because I need you to actually output, and can I change you to one of them? Can I have you enable disable, copy, paste, and enable disable, copy, paste, enable disable, copy, paste, and enable disable, copy, paste. So I've worked out roughly where things are going to be. I've put in a splitter at the end to make sure that we can put things on different sides of the belt. As we can tell, copper's on one side, so I'm going to filter you to be copper, and then therefore LDS is going to be on the other side, and therefore I know how to set up these filters to make sure things pop in the way I want. Can I remove that and put that back so we end up with just copper on one side and just LDS on the other? This concrete, obviously, bricks now being sent off means I should be making concrete whenever we have a little bit of molten iron come in, which relies on the calcite, also relies on that being set up with a copy paste and copy paste, and change you to be iron. Cool. Otherwise that belt will jam. It shouldn't ever jam because it is a priority in from this one, but trust me, it does jam. All right, so with all that done, this is going to be the basic outline of our ship. I obviously need to throw in a whole lot more solar panels. I have, as you may notice, room for more inputs if I need more inputs, and I have this magic assembler here, which I'm going to be putting quality modules in. Right now, do I have better quality modules? I do. Can I put those in instead? And you are going to be building our very first item in space, which is going to be rocket size. Yep. Can I have... no, we're just going to fill you up and I'll pull them out manually. But yes, I have some rocket size in here, and that should Yet us have the ability to have rocket silos, yes, in space. Reactor got shrunk a little bit. Yeah, it's a 50-50, half a dozen the other. Which design I'm more happy with? The most important thing is, yes, I have plenty of room to get things in and out. We have the belts filling up slowly, and I need to have the ship fly somewhere, probably get some more asteroids in. But with all that said and done, I'm going to leave this video here. This is going to be the outline for the sugar cube. The sugar cube, the ice cube. Should also probably address the rocket launcher in the room. Yeah, forgot that I need to have rockets. So we have many guns with a backing of rockets. Yeah, they also need time to run, which means I need to get this process running, which means I need iron, actually. Iron is my shortage, yeah, which means I need to get calcite, which means, yeah, I need asteroids. It just needs to sit in orbit for a little while and stock up with some asteroids. And in the meantime, I'll make a couple of rocket silos. Anyway, with all that said and done, this is where I'm going to leave this particular video. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, patrons get access to, well, the save files, also the blueprints. And in the blueprint pack, they'll find the finalized version of the Ice Cube, because I'm very proud of this ship. It should be able to take us to Aquillo, and more importantly, be able to make things in Aquillo's orbit, should I manage to forget something, because, yeah, it's a long way home. Anyway, like I said, with all that said, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. See you in the very next video. All right, bye.